Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. If this is your first time coming across my channel, welcome. Please be sure to subscribe if you like the vibe and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload more videos like this one. Tonight, guys, we are going to be going over the latest episode of The Shy, Season 6, Episode number 8, called Who Shot Ya? And guys, I almost didn't think that I was going to make it tonight. So we're definitely past our 12 midnight situation. So whoever's here is here. If not, I will catch you on the replay. All right. Thank you so much. Rashonda Greer is here. Hi, honey. A true night owl. She is. Okay. I would like to start off by saying that I was disappointed in this episode. The crazy thing is I enjoyed it, but I was on edge. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? And nothing happens. I mean, Rob got shot, but I'm like, who cares about Rob? I mean, I don't mean to be mean or nothing, but who cares about Rob? Like, I thought something was gonna happen to somebody that we cared about. Not saying that I want anything to happen to somebody that we care about, but they had me all scared. For what? I mean, come on, like who shot you? Why you asking who shot you? Clearly, didn't get shot, so who cares? Anyway, guys, let's get into it. All right, let's get into this episode. So we have our guy Kevin. And, it starts off with Kev. He's sitting on the train, reminiscing, right? And that Welcome to Chicago song, it made this scene like pretty emotional for me, right? Because you had the flashbacks and stuff like that. And Kev, he was also in tears as the flashbacks played in his head, all right? You just seeing him, even Maisha when she was bullying him to be his little to be her boyfriend, licking his face and all that. Like it was just pretty disgusting. um but anyway, that's where we are with that. Okay, and then we also have Keisha and Emmett, who are, they're doing the silent treatment thing, right? But then Keisha asks if Emmett will be home tomorrow, right? And he says no, but I'll take off the whole week next week. All right. So you can go look for a job. So Keisha is so grateful that she gives him thank you sex. Okay. And, she had Emmett like, hey, thanks for the ride, lady, and I forgive you. And he really shouldn't have said that because it put them right back to Keisha being mad at him. And it's just like, oh my goodness, learn to shut your mouth. Okay. She was like, that doesn't, oh, that wasn't an apology. That was a thank you. And if I got to explain to you why you holding money for Duda is a problem, no amount of talking is going to help. Okay. So then also when he leaves out, because they got to wake the kids up, Nuck texts her and he's like, are you around? Can we meet? So we'll talk about that a little later. Okay. Then afterwards, guys, we have Nuck shows up and Duda tells Nuck the good news that Zay found a new business to wash the money, okay? But Nuck is not impressed and he's like, okay, well. And Duda's like, well, this is good, this is big news. And Nuck was like, well, it ain't bigger than taking out the dude who was bad for business, right? So Duda says, yeah, that actually adds to my stress levels, okay? As if he didn't give the order, guys, okay? Which Nuck does mention to him, okay? So Duda says, if you had or if you had better negotiation skills, we wouldn't have another body on our hands. Then you guys, they over there smiling from ear to ear, you know what I mean? And Duda was like, listen, don't get too cocky, Zay, because you got a lot of growing up to do, right? Like you goofy A or whatever. And I'm just really not understanding what's going on with Zay, guys, at this point. It's really kind of messed up the turn that he's taken. I mean, he did come on the scene being very, like, just eager, brown nosy, all that kind of stuff. But he didn't seem to act funny toward Nuck. And now all of a sudden he really is acting weird towards Nuck as if he wants to take his place, and it's to the point where he's just acting real slimy with it. You know what I mean? Like Nuck did something to him. Nuck didn't do nothing to him. When Nuck could have taken the credit from that time when Zay took that vintage type car, Duda gave credit to Nuck, and Nuck was like, nah, that was all Zay. Nuck could have kept the credit. So I just don't get why Nuck is acting like this, but that's how it go. That's how it goes. So what are you gonna do? You know what I mean? So all right, guys. So now we have Rob, who he tells Tiff that his mother's loan came with strings, and she wants the man who deleted her brother dead. So this is when Tiff also finds out that Duda deleted Q. Okay, she didn't know any of these things, but Tiff wants Rob to tell his mom that he's not taking anybody out. But Rob tells her that she doesn't know his mother. She makes Duda look like a saint, and I'm like, that's really something else that this lady is like, I guess, super evil. Okay, maybe she's gonna be the new villain in town. We'll see, guys. All right, so next, guys, Papa comes into work even when he has a week more to be out, right? He's supposed to be out for an extra week, but he comes into work. So Kenya goes to the back and she asks him what he's doing there, and Papa was like, I just rather be here. Okay. And he also lets Kenya know that he's not mad at her, and he apologizes to her for how he treated her because he was hurting, right? Then Kenya asked if he wanted to go bowling, I think sometime next week. And he was like, I'd rather us just be friends. We could be cool. Because he wants to respect his father's side of things. Like, the last conversation was about you. He kind of repeated what he told her from last week. And she was like, yeah, I know. And he said, but, we never found the middle ground before he died. So I kind of just rather let us stay friends to respect his side of things. And, this really hurt Kenya, guys. And she was like, I was afraid to give you my heart, and now it feels like you're breaking it. And I felt bad for her, you know what I mean? But guys, this is a tough one. I don't really know what to say. I can't say, oh, you shouldn't be thinking about what your father wanted, or, like his father just passed away. He has to be able to process this stuff. He has to have time to process. And this is how he's processing it. This is how he's making decisions. Partially it could be from guilt, and also respect for his dad. And like he said, when he was alive, he argued with his dad a lot. And so, I guess in his own little way, this is making up for that time. You know what I mean? So, like I said, this is a tough one. I really don't have nothing to say about it. I just think that Papa needs to work through all his emotions. He needs to work through his grief. And then eventually, I think, he'll have a clearer head about things. All right, guys. So next we have Maisha, who she actually asked Kevin if he's sure that he wants to do the long distance thing. And Kev says yes, right? He tells Maisha not to worry and lets her know that he loves her. And she's like, I love you too. And he said he wants to be with her. Okay. So I guess we shall see where all that goes, right, guys? Because we really don't know. All right. So next we have Emmett, who tells his parents, both of them this time. Now we know before it was always Darnell and, Jada. She never knew what was going on, but she was always freaking worried. Okay, so now he's telling both of his parents how much money he's going to need to cut ties with Duda. And they both agree that they'll do whatever they need to do, okay? But Darnell is frustrated with Emmett because Emmett hasn't been listening when folks were telling him to stay away from Duda, right? So Darnell keeps laying into Emmett, and Jada was like, okay, he understands, Darnell, but I feel like Jada has to understand too that Darnell is her husband now, right? And not just Emmett's father. Before he used to be a baby father, a deadbeat dad, right? But now he's her husband. Okay, like I know that she wasn't used to a man being in Emmett's life, so everything was probably a bit on the softer side, like However she dealt with Emmett, that's how she dealt with it, right? And she's not used to a man coming down on him or dealing with him in that way. Maybe a little too rough in her opinion, okay? But Darnell has come around and he stepped up and he's going to protect his son, that's for sure, right? But Emmett, he's going to have to hear a little scolding along the way. That's just how it is, okay? It's not what Jada's used to, but she's going to have to fall back, in my opinion, okay? Like, it ain't going to hurt Emmett to hear his father say that he's disappointed in his choices, all right? Come on now, all right? Now, then Emmett got the nerve to say, I know you ain't going to sit here and act like you never made no mistakes. And I'm like, and? If he did make mistakes, which he has said he did, he said I'd have made mistakes, the same mistakes 20 times over. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm trying to tell you, freaking knucklehead daggone behind, that what you're doing is wrong. You know, I'm trying to give you some advice. I'm trying to stop you from making the same freaking mistakes that I made. What's up, Tamika's then? I'm trying to stop you from making those kind of mistakes, right? And so for him to go and say that to his father, I'm like, okay, and if he did, what's done is done, right? Because we're talking about you right now, and you're the one here needing help, big money kind of help, okay? To get out of a situation that folks done told you not to get into, not just your parents, not just your father, like folks that you know told you don't mess with Duda. And he's seen what Duda does. Like, come on. You was close with Brandon and you saw what he did. Okay? So it's just ridiculous to me. But, you know, I just feel like Emmett needs to eat some humble pie. You know, eat some humble pie, you little punk. Anyway, so I know that Darnell wasn't with Emmett growing up, but he's been active these past few years, and I agree with him when he told Emmett that at some point Emmett's gonna have to start listening to him. And I just agree with that. Like, you know, we can go to counseling or something to try to see if we can let this thing go or get past the hurt and the pain of me not being there. But at some point, you can't be trying to buck up at me every time I'm not saying the things that you want to hear. When I'm stepping into my parental position, you can't be trying to throw in my face that I wasn't there for you. You know what I mean? So, yeah, they probably do need some counseling, guys. Okay. So, this scene right here, okay, this is not working. Oh, this is Jada again. You know, she's just looking very worried. And, you know, she had to fall back because she couldn't get a handle on that whole situation where Darnell kind of kept getting at Emmett a little bit, trying to lay into him. She just had to let it go. You can tell she was uncomfortable with it, but hey, she got to get used to it. You're co-parenting now, baby, like in the same home. It's new to you, I understand, but you got to fall back a little bit, right? Um, I thought that Jada's skin looked beautiful in this episode. Okay, like I feel like this picture doesn't really do it that much justice, but beautiful, beautiful skin. Yeah, Emmett want to be right when he's dead wrong. Exactly, and it's okay. Like, oh, last week you was willing to help me. Yeah, last week he was willing to help you, and he's still willing to help you. But you got to be able to take the verbal beating because you are wrong. Get over it, knucklehead behind. So this scene irked the crap out of me because, you know, we got Tiara volunteering at the Rock Center, right? And Shad seemed pretty happy to see her, but when he saw Darnell, I'm sorry, not Darnell, Marcus walk over there, he looked all pissed off. And I'm just like, bro, excuse me, she is not your woman, okay? But meanwhile, they over there all kissy facing and everything like that. What's up, Jeremiah? They kissy facing and oh, I love you. I never thought I'd fall in love. And he said, I never thought I'd fall in love again, and all of this. So he's watching them, and I just can't believe how jealous he is. I mean, over one night, guys, and also not even being in contact with her like that, but you're over here being mad whipped and fantasizing about this lady when you got this other woman home. It was just stupid to me. Then he's gonna send her a text talking about some, oh, I'm just gonna let you go and just chalk it up to that one night, one amazing night, this and that. And I'm like, she doesn't even care about you. She's literally not thinking about you. She's not looking your way. So sending that text was so freaking stupid. And I'm telling y'all right now, I'm not lying to you. And once he sent that text, I said, I bet you he sent that text to Deja. And that's exactly what the heck happens. I was like, he is such a freaking idiot. That moment in last week's episode when she asked if you're hiding anything else from me, I wouldn't say that was probably the best time to tell her, but that did mean that they needed to have a conversation, like maybe the next day or something like that, because you already know this thing was gonna come back to hit them. All right, I mean to come back to smack him in the face. Okay. Now I'm still waiting on Tiara to show up pregnant now. Okay. That's what I'm waiting on next. All right. So let's move on. And so yeah. So Tiff, she comes over to Emmett, right? She comes over to Emmett's house. She wants to talk to him because she wants him to talk some sense into Rob. And I'm like, first of all, I didn't even think him and Rob had that kind of relationship where he can talk sense into him. You know what I'm saying? They seem like they're just cordial. They don't seem like they have that, a bond or nothing like that. Like they're mad cool, nothing. So it was kind of weird for her to come over there. I guess that's a desperate move, She's like, I mean, it's some man to man type of stuff, So yeah, she wants him to talk some sense into Rob and tell him, not to take out Duda. And he's like, man, you over here, you can't even land the plane. What did he say? Something about being the boss, but can't land the plane. And I'm like, ain't that ain't that worded differently? Isn't she supposed to be the pilot? You want to be the pilot, but don't know how to land the plane. I mean, because saying you're going to be the boss, don't know how to land the plane is just a little too, whatever. So, but she tells him that it's bigger than just her. It's about their son too, right? But before that, after he said that little whole can't land the plane thing, she said, I know you ain't talking. I've been hearing about you getting punks left and right. I was like, oh my God. That's so embarrassing that the word on the street is that he getting punked, okay? But it's like, listen, girl, you don't have nan gangster. Your ex-husband ain't a gangster, which is Emmett, and the man that you have now is not a gangster. So to be honest, all your men, both your men, have been getting punked by Duda. If you really want to be honest, okay. So don't even do it. All right. But also, I want to mention in this scene is that he keeps bringing up the freaking car. Like, how are you going to have a conversation with somebody? I was going to say start a conversation, but how are you going to have a conversation with somebody and say, you going to come over here in a car that I bought you and you can't even tell me who deleted Duda or how you know he deleted Duda? I'm like, what the heck does you buying her a car have to do with her coming over here with certain information that she can't tell you? She don't even know, first of all. Let's talk about that. She doesn't know who deleted. I mean, she doesn't know that she doesn't know how Rob knows that Duda is the one that deleted Q. All right. So it's just kind of ridiculous that he's over here talking about something in the car I bought you. Man, if it's gonna be like that, you can take the car back, honey. Like, we can't keep doing this. But anyway, she did nip it in the bud. Like, if you don't stop bringing up that daggone car, shoot, shut up. Emmett got issues, y'all. He definitely has issues. All right. So, guys, Papa is quite snappy in this scene. All right. Like, he's kind of calm when he starts off, telling his friends that he's gonna go to seminary school and things like that. And Jake is like, man, you can't, just because your father did, don't mean that you supposed to be blamed. I mean, don't mean you gotta live for him and stuff like that. And he was just like, I know what I'm doing, Jake, And then we got Kevin, who asked him, he said, do you have what's up with Kenya? And he said, no, we're just done with that. And Jake, oh my gosh, had to be Jake again. Like, why? Because your father didn't like her and stuff like that. And I guess I forgot exactly what Kevin said, but Kevin was like, it's your life, right? And Papa said, so let me live it. Like he was in and out, like in and out of snappiness. And of course, he's going through a lot right now. So there's going to be a lot of ups and downs, with the emotions and things like that. But I just kind of feel like Jake was saying things a little too soon. Not that what he was saying didn't make sense, but right now is not the time to tell your friend that he shouldn't be trying to live for his dad, his father that just passed away. Like I said in the beginning, he got to process these things. So, Jake, shut your freaking mouth, okay? Now, Kevin tells Jake that he can take over the apartment, okay, because somebody has to. I wasn't really feeling this idea, guys, I guess because I felt some type of way about him, trying to be fresh and say what he wanted to say, to try to act like he's so grown to Trig. And so it was just like, you don't need to get no apartment right now. You know what I'm saying? But if it's going to teach him, sorry guys, if it's going to teach him how to, be an adult that he claimed he is, if it's going to show him that it's not all it's cracked up to be, where he thinks that it's just so easy, then hey, so be it. I hope it shows them. I hope it shows Gemma too. We'll get there because I'm just tired of these kids thinking they freaking grown. But anyway, I wasn't excited about that. All right. So now, next we have Duda, who refuses. Oh, there was this bike scene right here, guys. I thought this was so cute. A lot of stuff with Kevin made me enjoy this episode, but it also scared me. So for some of you, sorry, that are just now coming on. In the beginning, I said that this episode was a disappointment to me. I feel like it built me up and just fell so flat, let me down, because I was like kind of a little anxious while I was watching it, thinking, okay, what's gonna happen? Who's gonna get what? You know what I mean? And it just whack. It was whack. It was such a letdown. I had some excitement at one point, and then it was just like, really, that's what we're doing. So yeah. But Kevin, all his scenes I really liked, but his scenes also made me very scared because I'm like, okay, they're putting a lot of time into Kevin and his leaving, but he is he is really, really, he's really the face of the show, to be honest. So if he's gonna leave the show and he's not gonna be on here, which is kind of sad to me, I would love to see him in California at least. I don't even remember what the heck I was going to say because I just read your comments, Amika. I'm sorry. I like the send off for Kev. Yeah, me too. Yeah, if he's going to leave the show, then what, guys? You know what I mean? But they did a good job with the send off and it made me scared. Like, is something going to happen to him? They better not play with me. They better not play with me. Okay. So, anyway, guys, let's move on. But this scene right here, they had a lot of flashbacks and things like that. They were showing, the OG was that, the OG Shy back in the day and all that stuff. When we had Reg on there and we had Brandon, but they didn't show none of them ever in the flashbacks. Even when during that party scene that Kevin had, he was like, I'd like to mention the people that aren't here with us anymore. And he just mentions Pastor Jackson. And I'm like, what the heck happened to Brandon? I mean, it's fine. You don't want to mention Reg because whatever, but that was still one of your best friend's brother, right? So you could have mentioned Reg. You could have definitely mentioned Brandon because he was like, your big brother, your mentor or whatever. Like, come on now. You couldn't really, the show got that much against Brandon. Come on. Let me see. Tamika says the show needs to end. The second half should be that's all folks in my. Yeah, seriously. I'm 100% with you. 100%. I've been saying this for a minute now. All right, guys. So Duda refuses payment from Darnell. All right. He told Darnell that the money only settled half of the score, and he tells Darnell to keep his money and he'll go easy on Emmett if Darnell says nice things about him in these streets. And Darnell says, I ain't got nothing nice to say about you. And dude, I was like, sure you do. Sure you're right, Ray. You know, sure you're right. And you will be saying nice things about me in these streets if that means that you're gonna, if that means the safety of your son and his family. You will. Okay? Just as a psycho as ever. But he's telling him, keep your money. So, I don't know, y'all. This dude, Darnell, just was like, okay. And he leaves from that. Sorry, it's so late. Of course, I'm going to be probably yawning a lot, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. I don't want to jump the gun, but I'll say more after. But I just hope that the situation that happened toward the end with Duda doesn't come back to hurt Darnell, All right, guys. So we have the next scene is Keisha meets up with Nuck, and he says that he just wants to talk to someone that doesn't want to delete him, okay, because he feels like that's what's about to happen, okay. Now, to me, he seems to be in a lonely place, which makes me feel sorry for him. But I feel like Keisha, she handled it well. She let Nuck know that she can't help him, and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry that I led you to believe that you can call on me. And it was just like, oh my gosh, the super deflated letdown was so sad. But she really shouldn't have been calling him like that in the first place, right? On that count, I do agree with Emmett, because first of all, that's your ex, and you're trying to get another man to protect our family. You're leaning on him. He cannot protect you because he's too afraid to even stand up to Duda. So how the heck he gonna protect you? You know what I'm saying? But there you go, right? She handled it well, and we see that she's not trying to creep behind Emmett's back, which is totally fine. Okay, so whatever. Don't call the man, don't text the man asking him to protect your family. Okay, if you want to protect your family, you don't feel like Emmett is doing it, then freaking leave like you've been saying you're gonna do. And that's just that. Tiff desperate going to Emmett. Rob mom, what's up, Miss Smith? Rob mom OMG told Tiff, unfortunately it didn't go right. It went left. Too bad that Em and Rob didn't have a backup clips in a hammer strap. They were close to delete. Yeah, we'll definitely get there, but yeah, it was just a hot freaking mess. All right, so next, guys, we have Jake, who tells Gemma that he's going to be taking over Kevin's apartment. And she was so excited, like, congratulations, babe. I'm so happy you got a place for us. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. And so is Jake. You can see it all on his face. She's so excited. Like, if I have to hear my dad screwing Tiara one more time, I'm going to scream or this and that. Okay. And, she was just happy. But Jake had to burst her bubble and let Gemma know that his place is for him, not them, okay? And Gemma just sounded pretty ridiculous when she was like, how would it look for me to still be living in my daddy's house when my man got his own place? She just irked me with that one, but I like how Jake handled it. He let her know that they are just way too young to be living together. Like, there are certain things where Jake makes so much sense. He sounds so much more mature than her, or sometimes even his other friends. But then there's moments where you're just like, Jake, you are a little piece of work, aren't you? But she's been seeming really like off, like, how you expected. And he said he wanted a bachelor pad, and she said, but you're not a bachelor. And he said, but I'm not married. Like, exactly, not married, and your kids, you don't need to live together. Okay, stupid. Oh my gosh. Hey, Tasha. Now that was funny. You not moving nowhere with me. For real, for real. What's up, Detroit? Shout out to Jake. Yeah, I enjoyed that whole like pop pop the bubble situation because she was just like, mm-mm. And she said, oh, but we're screwing, right? And he was like, but that's both our choices, you know? And she said, I don't want to, if that's the case, I don't want to screw you no more and stuff like that. So he's saying, you going to withhold sex from me because I don't want you to live with me, or because we don't want, I don't want to live together. And she says, no, I'm withholding sex, because you don't make me feel like having sex with you because you don't want to live with me. And he said, that's crazy. You calling me crazy? He said, no, I'm saying what you're saying is crazy. One thing, and another thing that I'll say about Jake is that he has seemed to really learn how to talk to her, because she's really one of those kind of girls. Remember how she was back in when she was with Kevin? Everything was just like it was irking, and everything was so she had an issue with practically every word that came out of Kevin's mouth. Okay. And everything was a protest. And so that's kind of how she's acting right now. Are you calling me crazy? You know what I mean? Everything was like an after school special. Like it was a teaching moment. When Kev came and tried to get her back and stuff like that, she's like, I have the right to leave you. Like they when they brought her on the show, they made me feel like I was always watching after school special. I have a right to leave you. What you're doing is stalking. It was just like, all right, shut up, And so when Jake said to her, no, like, I'm not calling you crazy, I'm saying what you're saying is crazy, it just shows that he learned how to talk to her. He learned how to deal with this chick. You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know why the heck he wanted to get with her in the first place, but whatever. Yes, she is toxic, and she'll be so quick to call somebody else toxic. She is definitely toxic. What's up, your queen? I agree with Jake. I tell my son those same things. No need to shack. Don't deal with guilt tripping, gaslight. Exactly. Because a female could do the gaslighting crap just the same as a man can. Shoot. Get the heck up out of here with that nonsense. Oh, I don't want to screw you anymore. Well, then bye, girl. Freaking bye. She is just too much. What would I look like living in my daddy's house and my man got a house? Your man is not even really a man. And what would you look like living at your father's house? A kid still who don't got nothing. If your father kicks you out, you wouldn't have a freaking pot to piss in or window to throw it out of. Stop. Such a freaking little dummy, that little girl. Swear she's smart. Anyway, Rob and Emmett tell Trig that they plan to delete Duda, and Trig tells them that they are not about that life, okay? He pretty much reads them down, right? He's like, Rob, you grew up in a big old house with your mommy and your daddy, and Emmett, your mother made sure that you didn't want for nothing, okay? Y'all are not street dudes, so stop trying to act like it, all right? And he told Rob, just because you tall don't mean you a gangster, okay? But Rob nor Emmett was trying to hear anything, especially after Trig told them that they're gonna have to do this without him because he has too much to lose. So, I did this video, I believe last week, and I was saying like, who's gonna ride out for the pastor and all that. Ain't nobody riding out for the pastor. Excuse me. Obviously, nobody's riding out for the pastor. But the main thing was, if the community is going to come together and get rid of Duda, who will be a part of that, right? And I put Trig as the person that would be in the forefront, right? He'll spearhead it. But unfortunately, they came to him with it, and he was like, no can do. All right. But we'll talk because we saw what the heck went on after the fact. Okay. But anyway, let's see, where are we right now? I kind of feel like missing something here. All right, so yeah. Then they leave and they set the wheels in motion to take out Duda, because you had Rob telling Emmett that he ain't no simp. Now y'all gotta look at how funny this situation is, right? Tiff came over to Emmett to tell him to talk her man out of trying to delete Duda, right? And so what did he do? Clearly, when they had the conversation, he did the opposite. He's like, yo, you want to take out Duda? I'm with you. Like, I'm just going to make up the scenario, guys, because clearly this is what happened. He went and did the exact opposite of what she asked him to do. Talk him out of this thing. No, instead he went over there like, I'm with you, dude. I got to go. Okay. And especially when you look at it, guys, he's got the women in his life telling him we need protection. You know, you got Keisha saying, oh, you can't protect us, this and that and the third. Like, you need to protect our family, you know. So he's feeling helpless, like he can't really protect his family. Then you got Tiff coming over saying, you need to help out with this situation because it's bigger than me. It's about me and your son. So there it goes again. Another woman in his life asking him to be protective. And so in desperation, he's probably like, look, I'm tired of this. And the only way to really get rid of Duda is to freaking delete him. Get rid of the guy, you know? So I understand, but it's still not a good combination with these two guys over here, you know what I'm saying? Just not a good combination. And they really should have just listened to freaking Trig, man. Oh yeah, that part, Dumb and Dumber, right? He did the complete opposite. Yeah, just he's in one of those situations where I guess he just feels like his ego has just been totally bruised. You know, I can't speak for the man. I really can't, but I can tell you it's an ego situation going on. All right, so let's see where we are right now. Okay, guys, here we go. Brittany gives Gemma $10,000, guys, so she could get her own place. All right. She tells Gemma that she believes in her, so just consider it as an advance. All right. And man, oh man. I mean, look, first I'm gonna say this really quick before I say what I'm gonna say. I actually liked Brittany's song this time, the song that Gemma was dancing to. It sounds like Brittany could sing, okay? Like with her little raspy voice, that sounds good. All right. What's up, Savannah? Hi. So here's my thing. She's dancing before we get to the whole $10,000 thing. She's dancing, Gemma, right? She's trying to dance all seductively and things like that to the song. And then here comes Brittany behind her, swaying back and forth. And what does Gemma do, y'all? She turns around and they're in each other's face and all of that. And then Brittany kisses her. Okay? And Gemma kisses back. First, she's looking a little like taken aback for a moment. Then she kisses back. Then she gonna push her and then walk over there like, I have a man. Okay. And so Brittany's like, I respect that, you know, whatever. And then she's like, a man that don't want you to live with him and all that. And she's like, don't do that and all of this. And I just want our relationship to be complicated, because Brittany was like, I don't mean no disrespect. And she was like, well, it feels like it. Don't you? How could, this is why she pisses me off. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. Everything with her is a protest, and she don't even know what she's protesting. And this has been my problem with her since day one. I know I keep bringing up her little revolutionary moments and stuff like that, but she didn't even understand the struggle, and she was dressing like a revolutionary. She didn't understand the struggle. So even right now, she was dancing and prancing all seductively. Then when a girl comes behind her, so you're basically inviting her, she comes behind you and you turn around. It's not like you was like, girl, don't touch me. You turned around and faced her and she kissed you. Like, you made it seem like it was a go. So her doing all this stuff is just so annoying to me. And she just wants to protest just to protest and just to say something. She must really like the way she speaks or something like that, or she thinks that she sounds smart. This little girl pisses me off. I'm telling you, I used to do rants about this girl when she first came around. And I don't want to keep on doing them, but it's just so hard because they won't stop making her so freaking stupid. My gosh. How can you tell this girl that she was disrespecting you when you was kissing her back and everything and dancing seductively and all of that stuff? She need to cut it out. Then gonna have the nerve to ask the girl, well, this if is this because you believe in me or because you want to screw me? And Brittany was like, I don't need to pay for sex. All right, Brittany, we're gonna see where this go, but I'm gonna tell you right now, this is not the last of it. Like, I didn't expect this to happen so daggone soon, but it's not the last of it. It is not the freaking last of it. I got a man. Girl, stop. Don't try to act like you dignified now. I want a relationship to be professional. And let me tell you something. Where Brittany getting that $10,000? That girl is a scammer. She's up to something. All right? Sure. Let me see what we talking about here. We know Gemma is hot in the tail. She goes for new all the time. She left Kevin for his best friend. Exactly. Oh yeah, Tamika said the same thing. Where she get that 10,000 from? Yep. That's dumb. Get Gemma a place for why? Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm just so annoyed. Yeah. Yes. Okay, let's move on because she is totally excited about getting this place for $10,000. I mean, guys, yeah, you could get you a place for $10,000, but if you don't have a job, you can't keep that place, right? So this is what I'm talking about with these kids, and you're excited, and then we go fast forward and see that the father is going to give her the blessing, but it's like, okay, when the money run out, what we gonna do? You gonna let her come back home? I'm pretty sure you will, but I mean, it's just stupid. It's just dumb. Okay, unless you're gonna keep on asking Brittany for some money for that scammer money, the little scam artist behind. Okay, she a credit card scammer. All right, guys, well, check to something. She run one of them kind of scams. All right, let's see where we're at right now. Okay, so this was a cute little scene too, guys. I liked this was another little scene with Kevin. Like I said, everything with Kevin in it, I enjoyed it. So we got the sister, we got Keisha. She's giving her brother some sisterly advice, and we get another moment with them going on a run together, and we get the flashbacks times when they was running together as well. And when I see her running like that, I just feel like, oh, it's really sad that she didn't get to go to school for track and everything, because she really did have this bright future. So, yeah, but things happen, right? And she seems to be okay with not pursuing that anymore. And she just found a new love. She wants to be a teacher. So that's all that matters at the end of the day. If you could find something that you love and you're passionate about, that's really all that matters. But because if your dreams are gone, or you have a dream and you can't live it, no, messes up your heart. All right, so guys, we also see that Bakari has not been taking Pastor Jackson's death well at all. Okay, he's went into hibernation. He seems to be binge drinking. We see him laid out with a big old bottle of vodka or some type of alcohol. Okay, and he's staying to himself. He's not even contacting Lene. And so we have, what is his name, Papa. He reaches out to Lene to see if at least Bakari would listen to her, but it doesn't seem like Bakari listened to her. She was saying, do something like journal, get some fresh air, run, take a walk, whatever, but just don't give up on yourself. And he said it's too late. So I just think that's really sad, Okay, let's see what else we have, guys. So let's talk about this really quick. Gemma goes and tells her dad right? And Tiara, that she's moving out, and her father asks where she got the money, but Tiara says that they don't need to know that as long as she didn't do anything illegal. And Marcus was like, no, I do need to know, okay? Like, what are you talking about? So Tiara was like, doesn't my opinion count for anything? And I'm just like, girl, no. No, your opinion does not matter here. What the heck is going on in this house? How long have they been together now? What, 2 months, probably 3 the most? What is happening? And Gemma has been raised already. We don't need your opinion and your input. You're not helping to raise this girl. All you're doing is giving your little tainted opinion, whatever kind of warped mentality you got, you're just bringing that over here. And you're helping this little girl who needs guidance. She needs true guidance from a woman. And you're not helping because you're not a good example of a woman. Okay? So shut your freaking mouth. I just be wanting Marcus to tell her to shut the heck up. This is my daughter. You're not my wife, and you just got here. Respectfully, you just got here. You cannot speak on nothing. You don't even have kids. No, you can't speak. No. Oh my gosh, what is happening? What is happening here, guys? What's happening? And of course, you even got it to the point where Gemma actually looks to her to see what the heck she's gonna say. Because you know why? She says everything, Tiara says everything that Gemma wants to hear. You know, dad is the one that gives the resistance, and Tiara is the one like, yeah, sure. As long as it's nothing illegal, we don't have to worry. It's not our business. Yes, it is. It's his business. That's his freaking daughter. He's paying for everything, right? Except for all this money now with this apartment. So he gonna go tell her, like she was like, I don't owe you that explanation. Now she probably wouldn't have said that because she has been smart. She gets a little, smart every now and then, Gemma. But she probably wouldn't have said that to him if Tiara didn't already say that she doesn't owe us an explanation. All right. She don't owe you an explanation because you're not her mother. Okay. And she does owe her father an explanation. So Gemma says, I don't owe you that. And he says, who are you talking to? She says, my father. Like a smack, man, a smack. I'm sorry. Like somebody got to smack her. Her mom needs to come back into the picture and smack her. Her grandmother needs to come and smack. I don't know. This little girl just needs a daggone smack. I know how I am. I know some people don't like that, but that's just, it is what it is. I'm a popper. Okay. That's the type of parent. You talk trash, you get smacked. Okay. A little smack don't hurt nobody. Ain't nobody talking about no abuse. We're just talking about getting you in line and watching your freaking mouth. Okay. Yes, Tasha, Tiara is very, very annoying. Okay. And so once again, daddy doesn't say anything about how long the $10,000 is gonna go. Right? He grown. $10,000 on last. And what are you gonna get? Like rent is crazy out here nowadays. So what are you gonna get? You're gonna get like a rinky dink apartment and pay the whole year worth? Is that what you're gonna do? Because I don't know these days, honey. Anyway, but he gives her the blessing, guys, and that's it. All right, so guys, Nina and Dre, they are having a like I talked about before, they're having a going away party for Kev, and it was another emotional situation for me, right? Especially that hug in the kitchen between Nina and Kev. Like that was just, I'm telling you, these actors be doing their thing, but like, oh my gosh, that I just, one of my sons just went to college, so when I see this a lot, it just hits home with Kev leaving and everything. And the son that went to college kind of reminds me a little bit of Kev, just kind of how he talks a little bit. They don't necessarily look exact or too much alike, from the same complexion and all, but they they kind of remind me of each other, right? And Lene, when she said thank you to him, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I love this little girl. Like she is, and the funny thing too is he reminds me of my son, she reminds me of my niece. And they don't look alike. Her and my niece, they don't look alike or nothing, but she has, it's this attitude, you got a stink attitude, but there's this really good spirit. It's a kind person behind all of that, right? But behind all of that funky energy. And it just makes me love this little girl, Lene. But anywho, I like this scene. This was also the scene that I felt like he should have mentioned OGs like Brandon, especially. All right. But yeah, that hug in the kitchen with his mom, oh my gosh, made me want to cry. And the crazy thing is, while I was writing my notes about it, my son that I'm talking about texted me, was like, hi mom, I missed you. And I was like, oh gosh. Anyway. Yeah, oh, my son's a senior. That would be, yeah, it's a little rough. It's a rough one. It's a rough one. So, but I'm glad that he's not so far, but he's still far enough. He's like 2 hours away. All right, so where are we now? Let's see where we're at now, guys. So Alicia, she summons Zay, okay? She offers that he comes to work for her. He tells her that he already has a boss, and she says, well, he might not be alive much longer. So you should keep your options open. And so listen, the only person that I feel like I know told her about Zay was Bianca, Duda's little girlfriend. Because remember when she was sitting down and she was talking to Duda, and she's like, oh, I see you got a few new soldiers and stuff like that. And he pointed out that Nuck was loyal but not ruthless enough, right? And Zay, Zay is someone that was kind of mysterious. She's still trying to figure him out. So Bianca, I'm pretty sure, went back and told this to Alicia. And of course, if Duda told Bianca that Nuck is loyal, they're not gonna go after Nuck. They're gonna go to Zay. Now, for me, this was kind of disappointing because I wanted it to be Nuck to be the one to take out Duda from the inside, but it's starting to look like they're going with Zay. And because I don't like Zay, I don't want it to be him. I really don't. So, I mean, maybe it won't be. I don't know. But I just can't deal with it right now. The way the story is going is pissing me off because I don't like Zay. All right. And that's just that, because he's like, all right, tell me more. You know what I mean? He's just ready to be a flip-flopper. Like, yeah, not loyal. Like, they knew exactly. They picked the right one. And freaking Nuck acting like, he's just too freaking loyal at this point. So loyal that even though he knows he's being played as a pawn and that Duda could possibly delete him any day, anytime, he still won't do anything. That's just freaking stupid. That's how it was with Slim, aka PM from BMF. Too loyal and stupid to Lamar, to the point where he got himself deleted. He let the man delete him. Like, that was just mad dumb. Okay, guys, let's talk about this clownery, this foolery right here. So the attempt on Duda's life is a complete joke, guys. Okay, like, Rob's aim clearly terrible, and he winds up getting shot himself. I really don't understand why his mother couldn't just send a hitman. Like, if she's supposed to be this serious gangster to the point where she makes Duda look like a saint, then why couldn't she just do what she had to do? Like, why are you making it so difficult? Your son did what he needed to do by finding out who got rid of your brother. So why couldn't you handle the rest? You're such a monster. Handle the rest. So ridiculous. Then her little conversation with Tiff at the hospital about, I would never put my child in danger. Well, you did. And there it is. There you have it. So anyway, guys, before I move on, we also have during that party with Kevin, that going away party for Kevin, Jake told Gemma that the money that she received from Brittany was whole money, and that Brittany is now Gemma's pimp. So Gemma got upset and she was like, "Oh, screw you," and stuff like that. And he's like, "Fine, I won't say nothing." But he's telling the truth. Like, he's saying, "Look, she does want to screw you. She's just smart. She's not gonna say it. You know what I mean?" Gemma's just acting so naive. But just go ahead, let her explore, let her see. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if eventually she gets on some type of drug. Like, I just see that for her because she's so lost. She really is. She's lost. All right. Where are we now? So we get to the hospital scene, just like I was talking about. And Alicia was like, "So he did this for you," and all of that. And she was like, Tiff was like, "We were trying to get from under Duda. We were trying to start our own business and things like that." And it just wasn't a good conversation, guys. Eventually she told her to get the step in. Like, you need to leave. I want you to leave, you little hussy. You ain't his wife. You're just a hussy that he lives with, and I need you to go. And then the lady, she got the nurse to tell her to get out, and she's like, what she say? She said, "Are you his wife?" The nurse, she said, "Yes, I am." Don't lie, girl. You're not. You're not. And this is exactly what I was talking about that time with Keisha and Emmett. Like, Keisha should not have got into a house with Emmett, okay? Because when stuff hit the fan and you're not married, like, it's not just a piece of paper, honey. These are the moments right here when you're not married. All of that stuff will be thrown right up in your face. You're just a girlfriend. It don't matter how many years you put in, how much time you spend with this dude, how much you know him. No, the families can come right in and boot you behind right the heck on out. So you best get married and stop letting that ninja get the freaking cow. All right? What does it say? No, get the milk. Why buy the cow when you get the milk for free? Okay. Anyway, so when Tiff leaves, because Tiff tells her, she's like, this is your fault because he told me that you wanted him to get rid of Duda and stuff like that. She said, "I don't know what you're talking about." She's just a real G right here. She gonna pretend like she don't know. I don't know anything. You could be wearing a freaking wire for all I daggone know. So that's when she tells her to get the step in, and then she starts kind of scolding her son while he's unconscious. Telling him, "How dare you talk to an outsider about our business? You know you're not supposed to tell somebody outside the family about a hit." And then, of course, doesn't respond. "I need you to wake up. Mm-hmm. Wake up so I can put my foot in your A." I'm just like, that daggone Lynn Whitfield, honey, is just all of everything. All right. All of everything. Yes. Loving me some Lady May, honey. Oh my gosh. She is just a hot mess. I love her. I love Lynn Whitfield. Okay. So where are we at now? Oh, so she has to get the stepping, guys. Yeah, Tiff, you in danger. You talk too much. Yeah, that's what the mother told her son. Hopefully he heard her. She says that you gonna say those things to her, and if stuff hits the fan, she could be the one on the witness stand. You know what I mean? So this is what that was bad. That was really stupid. Okay, so this scene right here. We heard Duda tell Nuck, "We can't let this happen again," right? So maybe they're about to beef up security, secure perimeters, all of this stuff. Maybe go into some type of hiding. Not necessarily hiding, but a little bit of a lockdown type of situation. And so we got Zay, who strolls in there, and Dude wants to know where he's been. And he's like, "Oh, my phone was dead," or this and that. And he said, why wasn't you at your post?" He said, "I was off." And so, he kind of hems him up like, you don't have no days off. You got a lot to learn and things like that. And so I feel like this was the wrong move for Duda, because right now we already have this little flip-flopper dude who's not, he was brown nosing Duda, right? But once he finds out that Duda might be going any day now. He's ready to move on to the next person who he probably feels like can elevate him to the position or the station that he wants to be at, right? And so this was the wrong move in my opinion, because it only further pushed him to the other side, which is what Lady May and them. Okay. And now also, if Lady May tells him, I need you to take him out or help me take him out, get him in that proper position, he's going to be the one to help do it. When all along I thought it would be Nuck. But I don't know anymore, guys. I'm just guessing as we go along, because every time I try to make a guess, they freaking throw something else in the game. What you gonna do? All right. So now let's move on. We got Trig, who comes to the hospital, and he tells Emmett that, look, I told y'all not to do it. I told you guys not to try to take out Duda. All right. So Emmett says somebody had to do something. And I'm just like, but that's the problem now, isn't it? Somebody had to do something, except you didn't do anything, you freaking idiot. Okay. But all you did was put Duda on high alert. You know what I'm saying? And now Trig feels like he has to clean up the problem, because he knows Duda is going to spin the block with this one. He knows it. So they ain't done nothing but open up a can of freaking worms. All right. And who knows who's going to get hurt? Who the heck knows? At this point, we've seen Bakari in that house the whole time. For all we know, Duda could think it was him. You know what I mean? For all we freaking know. And then they go after Bakari, so it's just not good. They just really opened up everybody. Like, everybody's in trouble at this point. That's how I'm looking at it. You know what I mean? So I don't know, y'all. But meanwhile, this fool, go on. Cry, baby, cry. He ain't crying yet, but he looked like he want to cry. So meanwhile, Shad goes home to find his stuff packed up on the couch, because, at the party, at Kevin's party, he found out that he sent the text to Deja instead of sending it to freaking Tiara. Okay? And this is how he finds out. He couldn't leave well enough alone, right? He says, he walks up to Tiara and he's like, oh, so you just it's like that? You just gonna leave me on red like that? And so she was like, what are you talking about? I didn't get a text from you, this and that. And he was like, yes, it did. It said delivered. It said it's sent or whatever. So he gets his phone and he sees that it's sent to Deja. So he's like, oh my gosh, he leaves the party right away. So now he's walking in the house and rehearsing what he's going to say to her, this and that, and the third, when he should have been told her what happened, right? He might as well have got it out when he should have gotten it out, because I don't know, maybe it would have helped. I don't know, guys, but it is a possibility that they could have got past it and worked it out, because it was in the very beginning of their relationship and they had like a little argument or something like that, a situation like that where it looked like, maybe they could have broken up for the night, or it was just, an argument where they wasn't sure what was going on. So you could have been honest and said something, because now you don't went further. And the thing about it is, she don't know the timeline of when this happened, right? She's just reading the text and of how much you can't let somebody go. And now you're finally letting her go. And you're just going to remember that it was just one night, just an incredible, amazing night. So ridiculous. So now, guys, all I gotta say is, like, she had his stuff on the freaking couch, and I just want to know where he's gonna live now. Where is he gonna live? He's gonna go back with Trig, and if he goes back with Trig, how is Fatima gonna feel about that? Is she gonna be welcoming? I mean, look, we got Jake moving out, which I would have loved to hear the conversation between Trig and Jake about him moving out, right? But we didn't hear it. So we got Jake moving out, and then what? His boy moving back in. How is Fatima gonna feel about that? I don't know. But anyway, guys, this scene right here made me excited, because I loved Coogie. I've always felt like Coogie was a character that they got rid of too soon. And I don't even want to say too soon. Like, I don't feel like they should have ever gotten rid of him. I think that he would have been a good I don't want to say addition to the show, because obviously he was there. And I don't even want to say a good crew member. I mean, because we already had the three friends, right? We already got Kevin and Papa and Jake, right? But Coogie was this loner kid who had this just such a lively spirit, this free spirit and everything about him, that I just feel like we could have kept that in the show. And then we could have saw him become friends with the rest of the crew, just like Bakari did. Bakari was the odd man out, not the odd man out. He was the troublemaker, you know what I'm saying? That nobody liked, none of them liked. But I loved seeing Coogie. Yes, we see he's gotten older. Obviously, you could tell they tried to shave his face and everything like that. But he comes to Bakari, and he visits him. He lets him know that he doesn't want Bakari to die for him. You didn't have to avenge my death, because it didn't even help you feel better, right? And Bakari's like, no. And he's like, I'm trying to change and all that stuff. So, yeah, Coogie says, I want you to live the life that I couldn't. Right. And I was just like, oh, I hope that's what happens. But I do appreciate them bringing Coogie back as a ghost. Like, this is, I think, the second time they brought him back as a little ghost. He also appeared to Ronnie, right? And so the funny thing is that he appeared to Ronnie after Ronnie took him out, which was just so sad. And then after Coogie deleted, I'm sorry, not Coogie, after, what is his name? What is his name? I'm looking at. Bakari deleted Ronnie. Now you see Coogie's coming back, and he's talking to Bakari, because Bakari's conscience is messing with him as well, right? He's dealing with a lot right now. So it's not just the whole thing with Coogie and his, his guilt behind Ronnie, and also the death of his father figure. He's going through a lot. This was probably a little too much for Bakari at this point, because we already knew that last season or the season before that, when Shad had kind of taken him under his wing, we saw that he was kind of going through stuff already, right? Beating himself up and everything, had that guilt on him for what he did. So anyway, guys, I'm about to get out of here. I didn't even expect to be on here this long. But it was good seeing Coogie. I wish that they would have kept him. That's all I got to say. So even if Brandon would have been gone, we would have still had Coogie, and we would have probably still had the mother. Okay, Miss Laverne, I think her name is. All right. So next, guys, we have Trig. All right, or Vic. He comes home to pull out the black hoodie, and you already know what time it was. Okay, it's Trig time, and I was super excited, right? But Fatima gonna start with her bull, like, Victor, what are you doing? What about our family? And I was like, man, where is freaking Imani? Okay, because we need that ride or die energy right now. Okay, we need Duda going, so we don't got time for all of this. Okay, but it's okay, because he tells Fatima what she needed to hear so that she could leave him the heck alone. And he goes to his room and gets the strap, and he heads out the door. Okay. But listen, I knew once he pulled out that black hoodie and them black sweats, I was like, he is going to finish the job. And then he leaves, it's nighttime, and then the last scene comes and it's daytime, and Kevin is leaving his empty apartment so he can move, and this is how the episode ends. So I was disappointed, very, very disappointed in this episode, because I feel like if this was just the mid-season finale, I feel like that whole thing showing Trig get dressed and all of that, and get his black hoodie on and take, get the strap and everything, go out there. Listen, if we didn't hear nothing after that, then nothing freaking happens. That's how I'm looking at it. Nothing happened. He probably gonna go out there and we're gonna hear the story that he went to look for them and then he drove around the block, he changed his mind and all this bull crap. He started thinking too much and changed his mind. Like, I don't want to hear that. I want you to go forward and do what you gotta freaking do. I'm tired of this. I'm so tired of everybody. Look, I know Trig ain't scared of Duda. I already know that. So that's not the point. The point is that I'm tired of people changing their minds or not being able to carry the deed out. Laverne, she messed up by not giving him a headshot. Okay. So what is happening? Like, we just keeping this guy alive. Oh my goodness. It's just too much for me, honey. But anyway, I just feel like he didn't get him. Like, I know he didn't. Unless they're gonna do some type of thing where he's gone, right? And then they start doing like a replay, or they play back the moments leading up to who did it. I don't know. If they do it like that, whatever, they do it like that. But I bet you it won't be Trig, because we saw Trig leaving. And of course, it's not going to be that freaking obvious. But, boo. That was such an annoying way to end the episode. But I'm glad that my guy Kevin is safe. He's going to be going and to live his dream and everything. That's awesome. But guys, I don't know. We'll see what happens, because I'm not excited. I'm not like, oh my gosh, they ended it with a bang. And, the mid-season finale, I'm so excited for it to come back. No, it was a freaking disappointment. Super letdown. No, I liked seeing Coogie. I liked seeing all the scenes with Kevin and, stuff like that. But other than that, I was thinking that something was going to really go down. And it didn't. And that's my take, guys. It's 3:44. Y'all some riders over here. Okay? Real night owls. All right, let me see. Yeah, I was disappointed too. Like, how y'all not gonna show us what happened? Yeah, that didn't make sense. That didn't make no daggone sense. So he gonna put all this stuff on for what? And then he's just gonna leave? See, I don't like when they show us what's gonna happen, because I always feel like it's not really gonna happen. It has to be, they're gonna catch us by surprise with it, I think. So, oh gosh, sorry guys. Fatima about to be going to. Victor said he was going to take a shower. Yeah. Yeah, well, he needs to get them off. Yep, he needs to get them off. Gotta get them tools out. We'll see how that's gonna go. Dude, I definitely will think it is Darnell or Bakari for real. I vibe that too. Yes, Rashad. Hind parts is going. Bye bye, Shad home. This Fatima ain't gonna like Shad needing room from Trig again. Well, you know what? You might be right. And guess what? If she don't like it, I hope Trig don't give two craps, because you were not here before him. All right, understand that you're his new boo and everything, but y'all move too fast any freaking way. Y'all shouldn't be living together already. That's how I feel about it, but whatever. Okay, guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Once again, that was my take on, the Shy season 6 episode number 8, the mid-season finale. I'm about to go to bed. But I do thank you guys, of course. If you are catching it on the replay, make sure you hit the like button. And if this is your first time coming across my channel, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and share the video as well. And once again, I thank you. Thank you, your queen, Tamika, Miss Smith. I haven't seen you in one of my lives, Miss Smith, in I don't know, forever. You mostly catch the replays. So we got some replay folk up in here tonight. Tamika Zen, Tasha Flagger, is that how you say it? I hope so. And Miss Sharon, thank you guys. You guys are awesome. And there's some other folks that are probably laying down watching and you're too tired to type. That is totally fine. Totally fine. I just really appreciate your support. Okay. Have a good night. Take care and be blessed. Hopefully I see you guys on Sunday to talk about our favorite moments and least favorite moments of what is that? Force. I didn't watch the episode yet, so we shall see what that does. Okay, love you all. Take care. Bye bye. Oh wow, I'm sorry you caught me. I couldn't even. Hello from Abu Dhabi. Wow, that's amazing. Come back. Yeah.